Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Now, today's little chat is to do with this franchise. As you can see, it's one of James Bond films, and it stars Craig Davis, Craig David Craig, get his name right, and this one is Quantum of Solace, and this is one of the many Bond films that I've only got this one, but I want to talk about all the Bond films that started. The Bond movies was like taken from Ian Fleming's books, and quite a few of these books was turned into films, but later they did like other films, other, you know, they carried on the Bond theme, but they ran out of the books. The original first film, there's been 26 films in the James Bond series, 26 actors. Started off with Sean Connery, then George Lazenby only did one. Then Roger Moore took over. Timothy Dalton took over from Roger Moore. Pierce Brosnan took over from Timothy Dalton, and I think it was Craig Davis. Not Craig Davis. Daniel Craig. Get the name right. Daniel Craig took over, and he did it up to the last one, what was made in 2021, No Time to Die, and the first one was made in 1962, and that was Dr. No with Sean Connery, who was the original Bond, but then he stepped down. And then he came back because with I think it was on Her Majesty's Secret Service, when George Lazenby took over the reins just for one film, and then Sean came back for Diamonds Are Forever, and then Roger Moore stepped in and did his first film was Live and Let Die, and I think his last film in his set of films was A View to a Kill. This has been a successful. There is no one. There has not been anybody that is going to take over the role, because Daniel Craig has stepped down from his role of playing 007. I think the one person who's made the most films, if I'm right, I might be corrected, is Roger Moore, because he did Live and Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun, Moonraker, Octopussy, A View to a Kill, oh God, For Your Eyes Only. I can't think any others of his, but I expect someone will tell me the others of his. And he made the role himself after he stopped doing Simon Templar, and then we had I think it was it was Timothy Dalton what took over after Roger Moore, and I think he did about 3, if I can think. I might be wrong, and then Pierce Brosnan took over from Timothy Dalton. I can't remember how many he did, and then Daniel Craig took over, and then he's done it to up to now. But he stepped. His last one was No Time to Die, and at the moment there's no one who's going to be the next James Bond. They haven't confirmed it or denied it, and I don't know if there is going to be. It's sort of in limbo, but it was originally the original first one was made in 1963, and that was a success, and that was the start of the Bond films, and 007, and the old famous saying by Roger Moore, martini, shaken but not dry, and that was always the drink he had, and then it continued on with Lazenby. Then Roger Moore took over, and he made it his own part, and that he had successful. One of his buddies was Jaws. I can't think his first one what he appeared in. I know the last one he appeared in was Moonraker, and he ended up to be a goodie because Jaws was a baddie at first, and I think it was, I don't know which one it was that he was in first, and then he was in Moonraker and that. And there's been so many different Bond girls, and they always they did all the Ian Fleming's books and that, and at the end it said Bond will return. But in The Man with the Golden Gun, Ian Fleming's cousin, Christopher Lee, appeared in a Bond film, and that was The Man with the Golden Gun, and that was a very good film, and that. And there's been quite a lot of people who have been in the Bond films over the years, played different characters, and it's been a very successful series. And as you can see, this is one of the later ones, and you can see on the back the Aston Martin. Is it the Aston Martin? I don't know what make a car. Daniel Craig returns as James Bond on a non-stopping quest of justice that crosses the globe. Bond meets a beautiful but fearless cat, I can't think of read a name, who leads him into Domino Green. That must be the villain, a ruthless businessman and a major force within the mystery Qantas organisation. When Bond uncovers the corporation that to take control of the world, most important nation results, he must navigate the minefield of technology, destroy and murder and Nestle the Quantans before it's too late. And that's sort of it kicks the living daylights out of any rival action hero film. So this was one of Daniel Craig's Bond films. He made quite a few, not as many as Roger Moore, because Roger Moore, I think he made the most, followed by Sean. The one who's made the less is George Lazenby, because he only starred in one film. And this is my little chat about the Bond franchise, and how one man called Ian Fleming, who wrote the books, and they turned these books into a very successful movie franchise. And James Bond 007, an English spy, a British spy. and his successful stories. That started in 1963 with Dr. No, and at the moment its last one is No Time to Die, but don't know if there are going to be any more Bond films because there's no word on the grapevine that they are going to make some more. It's be a shame because the Bond movies have been a very good films, and there's been other people doing like makeshift spy films that got the idea from the Bond movies because the James Bond was the original um, spy. Because they did do. There is another that I can't think of it. He did or Casino Royale, but that wasn't like a proper Bond movie. That was a bit separate. But some people class that as one of the Bond movies, and David Niven, I think it was who played him. But it wasn't. It's not really a real Bond film, as I would call a proper James Bond film. So here's my little chat about the James Bond movies over the years and its successful run of movies. And I'll bid you a fond farewell for now. And if you enjoyed this little chat about James Bond and 007 and the people who played him, and you want to come back for more interesting stories, you're more than welcome to come and join me, and subscribe if you want to. It's always up to you. And I'll bid you a fond farewell for now, and take care of yourselves and look after one another. And I'll say goodbye for now.